Hello viewers, Super GT here once again. Now welcome back to the Modern GT Endurance Hopper. So we did a video on this hopper last week and it went okay. Now we're going to try again here. We're at Monza. I'm in the Chevrolet Corvette C7.R and heading into the first corner. Now Monza is notoriously very bad this first corner. So coming in nice and gentle, and then no, I'm just going to get absolutely murdered from behind. So I thought, well, you know, I'll brake nice and early. Let's get through the first corner, lads. It's an endurance race, long race, 20 minutes. Let's play it safe, get through. But obviously not. Someone didn't get the memo, and well, I've been murdered. I'm dead. So that ended up with a quit. I mean, I could have gone to the pits, but it would have just taken ages. So we go to Sonoma. Now this race turned out to be absolutely epic, something of a thriller. So started 9th on the grid. Once again we are using the Chevrolet C7R. Now the tune for this car is up on the storefronts. It's by me. I actually made a tune, yeah. So I actually have one for the M3 GT2 and for this. Hopefully both are fairly decent. But we'll see. Around Sonoma then, Audi goes very wide, up into 7th. That's an easy position. Aston Martin goes to the inside. Then look around the outside. Having to go a little bit too wide though, so now it's two abreast with the Aston coming through the long right. I'm going a little bit wide there actually. He's going to slot in ahead. The Aston Martin, from what I can tell, is one of the better handling cars in this class. It does leave it a little bit vulnerable on the straights, but around the corners it is very, very, very strong. Now this bit confused me because everyone went to the left apart from this one guy ahead of me, and that was actually the wrong way. I mean, they didn't have to do that, and obviously that kind of kicked everything off as people were rejoining from a weird angle, and yeah, I ended up spinning around, go down into 9th place. Not a good hairpin there at all. I think the configuration to the left there wasn't actually blocked off, so people just got confused. One person went to the left and then everyone just followed them. Audi goes very deep into the chicane, and then the Lamborghini a little bit slow off the chicane, so I'm going to get the run and go towards the hairpin at the end of the track, end of the lap, up the inside, and it's a bit of contact, but we are through into 7th place, so about where we were before the contact at the hairpin halfway through lap 1. So now we're going to try to get through turn 1, keep our cool and not worry about the guy behind us. Let's try to reel in the guys ahead. So 7th place, 6 places to try and gain here. It's a 12 lap race, as you can see on the left hand side there, so plenty of time here really to try to do something about our poor start. About 20 minutes roughly, which is good. It's good once the race settles down. I think people are far too eager to get things done on lap 1 or turn 1, or even before turn 1, start overtaking everyone and pushing them out of the way. But really you just want to get into the race, make sure the race settles down, and then start really pushing. So we're going to try to reel in some couple of good laps here to try to pull in 6th place just ahead. So it seems like the top 6 are sorted out into pairs. The top 2, 3rd and 4th, and then 5th and 6th here just ahead. The Lamborghinis seem to be very popular choices. So we have the Gallardo and we also have the Huracan. Both seem to be very popular. So we have another Chevrolet ahead of us though. Coming into the chicane, we're going to go for the lunge of the century, Datsun dive bomb to the max. The chicane there is actually quite open now. Plenty of curb on the second apex as well, so you can actually take that a lot quicker than you could in Forza 6. Coming into the final turn then, it's quite a strange configuration. I don't really blame people for going wrong on lap 1. Everyone went off to the wrong configuration, but there are quite a few configurations here. Sometimes it can be hard to remember which one goes where. I mean, that last corner, sometimes you go to the far end, sometimes you go where we are on this one. The hairpin has like 3 different configurations as well. So it can be quite tricky to remember exactly which one is which, but not to worry now. We are moving ahead to lap number 4. We're in 5th place, and you can see here just reeling in the Chevrolet ahead of us. So he's actually had a very poor lap this lap, so we pretty much gained about 2 seconds on him. Looking up the inside line into the final turn, we've got the move done. I've gone a little bit too deep actually, so we're going to have to try and peel back as best we can. Now I actually get quite a good drive through the final kink, just about get through, a little bit of contact, but we just about give each other enough room and respect. So I'm up into 4th place, and of course into the first corner, very tricky first corner into turn number 2, very difficult to get right, and we've just about managed to do it. So we're going to try and pull our way best we can. Now this is lap number 7, so it took a good couple of laps here, 2.5 laps to try and catch up with the back of this Huracan. Now just going to tap him through the chicane, but he's just going to regain composure and keep third place. Now you can see first and second are just literally ahead of us. This is turning out to be a very, very good race, very close indeed. So we have a BMW in second there, and we have another Huracan, so 2 Huracans in the top 4 here. It does seem to be a very good car in this hopper, or in this division. So we have 5 laps remaining. We are now on lap number 8 of 12, coming through the fast kink to the left into turn number 2. The Lamborghini ahead takes a very poor line through the second half of turn 1, gives him a poor run through turn 2. I'm up into third place. We're going to try to bridge that gap now to second place in the BMW. They are battling. The BMW doesn't quite look for a move here into turn number 4. So he's going to hold station for now. So we do have some back markers to play now, to play with. Now this is going to become very interesting. So this one actually kind of gets out of the way. Now I've noticed with some of the AI, it seems like, the AI, I'm going to say this, sometimes the people who are getting lapped, they act like AI. So I'm not sure if that person has quit and then AI has taken over. I'm really not sure. But sometimes they drive as if they're AI, kind of off the racing line and just very nonchalantly driving around. But anyway, we managed to navigate that AI, or that back marker, whoever he is. So we are through. Now these 2 guys actually are still very quick. It's taken me this long. It's taken me more than 12 minutes to try and reel them in. So they are definitely very quick, and I kind of just take that too quick. I was kind of looking ahead to the back marker ahead of first place. Just took my eye off the ball, and I completely misjudged that, go into the side of the BMW. But he regains his composure. We can continue here. So there is a Nismo Nissan GT-R in between first and second. Now you can see first place is streaking away. So this has been clearly a very bad lap for second and third. So myself, I mean, that contact from me didn't really help myself either. So coming through turn number 2, we do have this Nismo in the way. It's very frustrating when a back marker wants to get involved with the battle and start driving really slowly on the racing line, and you're just losing time all the time to the leader. Now this is going to be savage AF. I'm not sure if I really had to do this, but I'm just going to just nudge him out of the way. Perhaps a bit over the top, but hey ho, just one guy on the internet. So through the hairpin, third place still. This BMW's got really good drive coming out the corners. You can see they're just coming out of the hairpin. I just could not quite live with him. But overall, I think my lap time in this car seems to be very good. He hasn't taken the chicane that well though. So I'm going to look up the inside into the chicane, go a little bit deep. It's going to be 3 abreast coming out, and then rolls reverse. Now the Lamborghini here, the green one, is going to come back. So it's a very close battle for second place now between 3 of us. First place is just around the corner, so he's gained about 2-3 seconds on us. So we've had a pretty poor lap there, or poor last 2 laps to be honest. So coming through, this is going to be the beginning of lap number 10, so 3 more remaining. So really, we need to get our act together here. We need to start working together and start reeling in first place. If I start trying to go for silly moves on second place, that risks everything, because we're just going to lose so much time if I get it wrong. Sometimes it can be best here, which is the tactic I'm going to employ here. Just kind of stick behind. We're going to catch up together, hopefully, and then once we're all together, 1, 2 and 3 and maybe 4 behind me, then we can start battling towards the end of the race. So the BMW here is actually very, very fast indeed, and I can't actually quite live with him totally. The Lamborghini is actually going to come back at me here. Just going to run him slightly narrow on the exit to make him back out of the throttle. That's going to give me plenty of space going into the very tight hairpin here. It's pretty much just a point. There it is. Very, very sharp corner indeed. Trying to get the best drive as we can on the exit. The guy in the lead is doing a very good job actually. So he's not really submitting to the nerves. He doesn't seem to be all over the place with all these guys chasing him down. So he seems to be driving very well indeed. The BMW ahead is also very fast. So it's taken a good 15.5 minutes here to try to reel these 2 guys in, which has been a really good challenge, and it's really good in this hopper when it all comes together, when it does work, when you have a couple of good drivers here. So I mean, I wouldn't mind losing this, because it's just been such a good race and it's just been a great challenge. It's obviously a lot more boring if you get smashed off in turn 1 and you're on your own for the rest of the race, or you get a good start, everyone else gets smashed off and then you're on your own at the front. So it can be quite boring driving around for 20 minutes, but when you're this close together, especially in 3 different cars as we are, so we have the Lamborghini, the BMW and the Chevrolet, it does show that the homologation system can work when it really is on its game. It can make for very good races, and this is one of them. This is a very good example. So we are now halfway through lap number 11, so just a lap and a half remaining, and the gap seems to be fairly constant actually, although actually I would say now that the BMW is pretty much halfway between myself and the Lamborghini. If anything, he's a bit closer to the Lamborghini in the lead, so he's going to be the first one to make an impression on the lead. As we go into the hairpin, you see actually he's very, very close indeed. Now I can't quite live with the pace of that BMW quite at the moment. It seems to be very, very planted on the exit returns, very good through the corners as well. So I'm just relying on my own ability here really to try to extract anything out of this Chevrolet. Into here, maybe I did have better brakes, because I did seem to notice I was gaining into that chicane quite a lot, and that seems to be the biggest braking zone on the whole track apart from the hairpin. Into the final corner then, it's very, very close indeed at the front, almost nose to tail between the top 3. We mustn't forget the Lamborghini just behind us as well, so he's not too far behind, so he's going to hoover up the pieces just in case there are any collisions and one of us goes off. We do have someone behind us who will take advantage. So now the Lamborghini, he definitely knows it's the last lap. He's going to start going very defensive. I'm going to try to get myself into this battle as soon as I can to try and capitalise the best I can if there is a mistake. So coming through over the crest, coming downhill towards turn number 4. The BMW's gone for the move. It's not quite going to come off there though. They do make contact, and I think the BMW's just going to back out slightly. I'm going to go around. He's outside to the left hand side. It gives me the inside line now for the inside turn of turn 6. Bit of contact between all 3 of us. But coming through the long turn 6 onto the middle straight, I'm going to look for the inside line here. He's going to go very defensive. He's still going to go defensive. I'm going to move out to the left hand side into the hairpins, getting very, very close indeed. 3 abreast coming through, and then the Lamborghini is going to take a very, very shallow line, and then the BMW has done the pair of us, gone through from 3rd place straight up into 1st. That was an amazing move by him to take advantage of that. I've stayed in 2nd, so I haven't actually gained anything there. Into the chicane for the last time. Can I do anything here? This BMW has capitalised at exactly the right moment and left us no time to try to reply. We have one more overtaking opportunity. I'm far too far back. I can't quite do it there. I'm going to go for the wide line, see if he makes a mistake. It's not quite going to happen though. And as we come out the final turn, wow, we're going to come through to finish in 2nd place. That was an amazing race with an amazing final lap, final couple of corners. That was the top 4 finishing there within 2 seconds of each other. That was absolutely incredible. So a brilliant race from start to finish, and it just shows you once the race does settle down. I mean, lap 1 is always going to be chaotic, but once it does settle down after that, you can really get some very nice races, and that's a really good example. So really enjoyed that one. It wasn't quite a win, but it's just good to be part of that. So really enjoyed that. Hopefully more modern GT hopper action coming your way. I'll try to make more tunes as well. So there is top 4 within 2 seconds of each other, but getting the quickest lap as well, 33.1 around Sonoma. So hopefully, if you're doing this hopper, you might want to check out this car, the Chevrolet C7.R. I do have a tune for it, also for the BMW M3 GT2, so I do have tunes for both of those, which you might want to have a look at. But there we go guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching as always. Do of course hit the like button if you enjoyed, and if you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe? But yeah, thank you very much for watching as always. Thank you so much. Goodbye.